How are people coping with the recent flooding chaos in Spain? Spain is facing one of its worst flooding crises in recent history, with torrential rains and flash floods wreaking havoc across the country. The past week has seen chaotic scenes of flooded roads, destroyed homes, and rescue operations, leaving many stranded and homeless. The situation is dire, and the government has been forced to declare a state of emergency in several regions. As the floodwaters continue to rise, thousands of people are struggling to come to terms with the devastation. Emergency services are working around the clock to rescue those trapped, but the scale of the disaster is overwhelming. The Spanish government has deployed troops to assist in the relief efforts, but it's clear that this is a crisis that will take weeks, if not months, to recover from. The country's infrastructure is buckling under the pressure, with major roads and highways closed and entire towns cut off from the rest of the country. The economic costs are already mounting, with estimates suggesting that the damage could run into billions of euros. It's a disaster of epic proportions, and one that will have far-reaching consequences for Spain and its people. Rains have been pounding the country for weeks, with some areas receiving record amounts of rainfall. The storm that triggered the flooding was described as a once-in-a-century event by meteorologists, who warned that the country was facing an unprecedented weather situation. The Spanish Meteorological Agency reported that some areas had seen over 200 millimeters of rainfall in just 24 hours, leading to catastrophic flooding. The unusual weather patterns are not just limited to Spain, with experts warning of a larger trend of extreme weather events across Europe. Rising global temperatures and changing climate patterns are being blamed for the increase in intense storms and flash floods. It's a warning that countries across the continent should be heeding as the costs of climate change become increasingly clear. The floods have affected several regions, including Murcia, Valencia, and Andalusia, with the southeastern coast bearing the brunt of the damage. The city of Alicante was particularly hard hit, with residents forced to flee their homes as the floodwaters rose. Emergency services reported that over 1,000 people had to be evacuated from the city alone. The scale of the damage is staggering, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. Cars were swept away like toys, and buildings were torn from their foundations. The streets are filled with the detritus of destroyed homes and businesses, with residents struggling to come to terms with the devastation. Rescue efforts are still ongoing, with emergency services working tirelessly to reach those trapped by the floods. Troops have been deployed to assist in the relief efforts, with soldiers helping to evacuate people and deliver aid to affected areas. Despite the chaos, there are stories of hope and resilience emerging from the affected areas. Neighbors are coming together to support each other, and local volunteers are working to help those in need. It's a testament to the strength and solidarity of the Spanish people in the face of adversity. The Spanish government has promised to do everything in its power to support those affected by the floods, with Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez promising a comprehensive package of aid and support. The government has also announced plans to invest in flood prevention measures to prevent such disasters from happening again in the future. Experts are warning that the flooding is a wake-up call for Spain, highlighting the need for greater investment in infrastructure and climate resilience. Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a leading climate expert, warned that Spain is particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, and this flooding is just a taste of what's to come unless we take urgent action. Residents are also speaking out, calling for greater investment in flood prevention measures. "This is not just a natural disaster, it's a man-made disaster," said Maria Sanchez, a resident of Alicante. "We've been warning the government for years that our infrastructure is inadequate, but they've done nothing. Now look what's happened." As the floodwaters slowly recede, the full extent of the damage is becoming clear. It's a disaster that will take months to recover from, but one that also presents an opportunity for Spain to rethink its approach to climate change and infrastructure. The impact of the flooding will be felt for years to come, not just in Spain, but across Europe. It's a reminder of the importance of preparedness and adaptation in the face of extreme weather events. So, what do you think about the flooding in Spain? Have you or your family been affected by similar disasters in the past? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our related video on natural disasters.